I mean, when I first met my wife, I told her, I remember we were dating, and she said, we were talking about kind of what does the future look like. We were talking about finances, and I said, I'm going to make millions of dollars. I'm going to make a lot of money.
Was that the first time you met her?
That was not in our first date. That was probably in like our. I would say that was once we'd gotten a little more serious. So for us, that meant like our fifth date because exactly. I mean, we had our first date on September 5th, and then we were engaged December 22nd. This is 2008. So there's not a ton of time there. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, and I remember her laughing and thinking that was silly. In fact, one of my favorite stories about that is that my father-in-law, so in the Jewish community, when you get married, you sign a marital document that basically looks kind of like a prenup. And this is a historic document going all the way back to the Talmud called the Ketubah. One of the things in there is like an actual breakup fee, right? If the marriage breaks up, then how much money do you owe to your wife? And so in most Jewish communities, it's kind of a de minimis amount because it's basically pro forma. But in the Moroccan community, this is like a point of pride, is that you go to the wedding, my wife's of Moroccan extraction, and you go to the wedding and somebody reads the amount and goes, ooh, right? So my father-in-law sits me down one day, this is right before we're getting married, and he's like, I have a very important question to ask you. And I was like, okay. And he's like, how much money do you want to put in the ketubah? And I was like, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. We're not getting divorced, so put whatever you want. Like literally whatever you want. I don't care. And he's like, well, you name the number. I'm like, fine, put $10 million. I don't care. And he looks at me and he starts laughing. He goes, she's not worth $10 million. We'll put $1 million. And I frequently remind him that he is a horrible negotiator.
So wait. But I'm confused. So if you put, let's just say, $1 million in this, is that what's split upon a divorce?
No, that's what you owe her. That's what you owe her.
Is it always the guy owing the girl in that document?
Yes.
Even if the girl's the higher earner?
Yes.
That is customary?
Yes. I mean, it's a historic document that goes back a couple thousand years.
Is that based off of any sort of like financial status beforehand, or maybe what you're projecting?
No, I mean, you can negotiate it. So I'm under the impression that a brother-in-law of mine who's a little older than I am actually negotiated it out, like because he's also Moroccan. So they both took it super seriously. Like I took it not seriously at all. I'm like, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Is it customary to negotiate with your future father-in-law? I mean, trying to get this. Are you trying to get it down? He's trying to get it up.
I mean, apparently, if you both take it seriously, that's a thing, right? For me, I didn't care. I'm very American, so I was like, whatever, it doesn't matter. Everything's community property anyway. It's California. Like, that's the way it's actually. But that, of course, that never entered my mind. But I turned to him today and I'm like, you know that, like, you really jacked your daughter in this document. You put her in a very.
So would that supersede then the California's community property in that case?
It probably not. I mean, it depends. So now you get into sort of abstract issues of Jewish law and whether you, inside the Orthodox Jewish community, are allowed to go outside to a secular court to have adjudicated your divorce when it's a religious institution, or whether you go to a secular court in order to do that. Like these are actually really interesting and complicated issues of Jewish law versus secular law and which governs and that sort of stuff is kind of interesting.